Several LMPD officers involved in shootings are now back on duty before investigations into those shootings have been completed. Thanks for joining us at 10. I'm Fallon Glick.
And I'm Gilbert Corsi. 7 police officers pulled the trigger, injuring or killing people, and they are all back on the job. And WDRB's Richard Essex found out LMPD is getting those officers back on the streets in a matter of weeks.
Just to give you an update on our last 2 officer-involved shootings involving Officer Heisler out of the 1st Division and Officer Fisher out of the 5th Division. Both of those officers have been returned to full duty after the PRB review and some training that we provided.
At least one Metro Council member is challenging the speed at which LMPD officers are returning to the street after a shooting.
If we're building the most trusted, trained police force, then there should be some downtime. I do understand that there is a shortage, but I do think that while we're trying to rebuild the trust, and a part of the community commitment should be that it takes all the time needed.
The case involving Nicholas Fisher of note. December 19th, he fired his gun in the midst of chaos. 2 men shooting at each other off Bardstown Road. Police say Winthrop Taylor was on a crime spree, but he wasn't shot. Instead, the victim, who sped up to a traffic stop while Taylor was chasing him, was shot in both arms. After the shooting, LMPD says they didn't know if the officer shot the victim.
We're not going to be perfect in gunfights, and we don't get to determine that all the time.
Fisher returned to the force, and the department still hasn't said who shot who.
Well, I would say this. I believe that the reason that they're putting them back out on the streets is because we do have a shortage. We have a shortage of police, and we really cannot afford for any of our officers to be put on leave, whether it's paid, unpaid. But also, I do want to say that it is putting our officers at risk, putting them back out on the streets.
Every police shooting is investigated internally by the department's professional standards and public integrity units. One looks at policy, the other whether any laws were violated. The Commonwealth Attorney reviews the investigations and determines whether charges will be filed. Every officer is also evaluated by the Performance Review Board and a psychologist. These 7 officers are, according to the department, under investigation, and they have all been returned to duty. The department sent a statement that says, based upon the information gathered so far, the officers involved were found to have acted in accordance with their training. Therefore, each has returned to full duty. And Chief Humphrey makes the determination whether an officer goes back on duty while under investigation. In Louisville, Richard Essex, WDRB News.